Muzzle training is important for every dog, even those who have never displayed aggression. There may come a day that your dog needs to wear a muzzle for an emergency situation. If they're injured and lashing out, for example, your vet might want to muzzle them, and you'll be able to pull out the muzzle your dog already likes to wear. Or maybe your reactive or dog-selective dog is ready to be introduced to a new dog or person. A muzzle will keep everyone safe in the process. To choose your muzzle, make sure that it's a basket-style muzzle, not fabric. Your dog should be able to breathe, pant, drink, bark, and even eat treats. We love Baskerville Ultra muzzles because they're easy to reshape by boiling them and holding them in the right position as they cool. They also come with a quick clip so you don't have to fumble around with an old metal clasp-style buckle. Another popular, well-made brand is Boomus, which come in amazing colors. Refer to the measuring instructions on the website of whichever brand you go with. When you get the muzzle, don't put it directly on your dog. Instead, follow these steps. Although these steps are compressed into a 5-minute video, you'll likely spend a few days on each step and a few weeks or more to ensure that you're progressing at your dog's pace instead of rushing through muzzle training. Slow, steady progress will pay off in the long run. Hold the muzzle in your hand and click and treat if your dog investigates or sniffs the muzzle. Repeat until they readily touch it every time they see it. As long as they're comfortable approaching it, you can create kind of a food bowl out of the muzzle by using the box that it came in. You'll kind of cut a larger circle out of the circle that's already there. You will add a plastic bag to the bottom of your muzzle so that it's like a bowl, and then stick it inside the hole that you cut out and fill it with some kibble, and then they can basically eat from it like a food bowl just to get comfortable putting their face into it. Gradually raise the criteria and only click if they stick the tip of their nose into the muzzle and a little bit further over time. You can also begin waiting to click until they've held their nose in the muzzle for a second, and so on. Be sure to always be the one removing the muzzle, not waiting for the dog to remove their nose. You can also create a cup with your hand under the muzzle and place a handful of small treats inside. Let your dog eat the treats, but be sure to pull the muzzle away right before they finish eating. We don't want them to practice moving away from the muzzle, but rather always wanting to get back into it. Here I am doing a couple of little tests to make sure that she's the one choosing to be in the muzzle. I walk away from her while she's in it, and I also call her and see if she's excited to come put her face into it. Muzzle. By the time they can happily eat from the muzzle for short periods of time without moving away, you can start to play with the straps while they eat. Here I've smeared some easy cheese in the end of the muzzle to allow me to have 2 hands free in order to play with the straps. If you have a dog that's extra sensitive, you can separately pair the sound of the muzzle clipping with treats. You can even let them wear it on their neck for short periods of time without having the muzzle on their face, as long as they're comfortable with that. Here I am trying to strap the muzzle onto Pidge's head, and it takes me so long because her ear hair gets in the way that I don't end up clipping it all the way. I just take it off and feed her. Once they're comfortable having it strapped on, you'll want to start adding duration for wearing it. Keep the time they're wearing it very short before gradually increasing duration. Clip it on, feed, take it off. Clip it on, feed for 10 seconds and take it off. Clip it on, feed sporadically for 30 seconds, and so on. When they're comfortable wearing it without eating constantly, add in some fun games to normalize the feeling of wearing it. Pidge is actually a little bit calmer when I'm not feeding her through the muzzle because she's still figuring out how to eat through it. So you can practice touch, manners, tricks, and go find it. It'll take some time for them to figure out how to eat and drink with the muzzle on, and you should do whatever you can to help and encourage them. They could also wear it while receiving or relaxing a calming massage. Bring the muzzle out randomly and use it at different fun times so that it doesn't become a predictor of a stressful event, but instead a party hat. Here, Pidge and I are just practicing some little tricks and mixing that up with a little bit of massage as well. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Because dogs are really good at discriminating, meaning they notice minute differences between different scenarios, Here I am practicing with Pidge on her muzzle outside and on a leash so she can practice walking in it a little bit. You can see she's still feeling pretty weird, so I'm just trying to encourage her to relax and eat food and walk around and feel normal. I definitely wouldn't want to leave it on her for too long at this point because she is still a little bit uncomfortable, so we'll keep working on these exercises. This is what you're looking for if your dog is properly acclimated to a muzzle. They can just carry on their way and not worry that they're wearing it, just like Omaha here, who's a seasoned muzzle wearer.